so in the mood to just give up. I found a shiny Togekiss. So usually what people like to do is there is an event notice for a new moon, also addressing the elephant in the room. My self-esteem plummeted. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is Monday. I had quite the stressful morning, you guys. I had a technical difficulty. Okay, so I am a little frazzled, a little stressed, a little annoyed, but let's go straight into our sleep report. As you can see, I am at the tundra and I will go over the explanation of why I'm here. Alright, so let's start session 646. And I decided to go to the tundra because I was seeing other people on the Discord talk about how they're going to Snowdrop. Okay, so a girl felt a little bit of FOMO because initially, as you guys know, I was gonna go to Cyan Beach because I was like, the spawn pool is smaller there. I could find a oil farming Krogunk as well as the Happies. But then you guys in the Discord reminded me that the boosted odds of increasing a Sneasel, especially in the tundra for the event, is going to be really good for us. So speaking of Sneasel, there's a Weavile. This Weavile has been showing up for the past 3 days. It's literally chasing me. Is there anything I want to catch here? No, but the Drifloon seems tempting. I caught another Drifloon as well. We will go over my catches afterwards, but yeah, so hearing all that made me decide that I'm going to change my mind. And the great thing about life is that when you decide on something, you have the flexibility of changing your mind. So that's what I did. I received new information that made me think about things differently. And then I was like, okay, so what I'm gonna do now, the game plan, is I'm gonna be in Snowdrop Tundra. I'm gonna raise the area bonus, okay? So that by the time the Spring Festival comes along, I can continue raising my area bonus for Snowdrop Tundra, raise the area bonus, and I still get a chance of catching a Happiny because I really want a Blissey. So that is a game plan. That is why I am at Snowdrop Tundra. But let's see, who shall I give this bonus biscuit to? I think I'm gonna give it to Sprigatito because I would like to get a potato farming one. I have a golem that farms potatoes, but it's not the best, but that's because I just settled for something that had okay stats. There's no ingredient finding up on it at all. And I could go to Topalo, but I think with the game plan of things, it's gonna be a while until I'm at Topalo. So because we have a Sprigatito there, why not, right? Why not? I will give a cookie to the pincer just because it's hungry. And we'll see whether it is a big hit. It is, I mean, a mega hit. It wasn't a mega hit, but whatever. I'm kind of tempted to throw a Pokebiscuit at this Weavile, but I only have 5 left. So probably not the smartest thing for me to do, especially because there's events that are going to happen. There's another event that just made its drop. We are kind of in a cookie shortage, but I'm gonna use Weavile as a portrait so that I can help everyone prepare for the event. For any of you guys that want to raise your dark type Pokemon as well. And let's see, I did have Dream Shard and Research EXP Pokemon, so got a little more, but not any crazy numbers. Okay, let's see what Sprigatito has in store for us. So far, I've only been finding double milk. Let's see, is it potatoes? It's not. It is milk and potatoes. We got berry finding, skill level up S, inventory up M and L, and then skill trigger at the end. It is ingredient finding up, which is really nice. Speed of help down with the new buff that I got. Supposedly, speed of help down now is better, would be faster than a neutral. That's what I hear. Unless I interpreted that wrong. But you know what? Had this been a mono potato, I would have been more than happy to invest in this, but it's not. So no exciting catch for Sunday night. But you guys, this morning, very stressful. I spent almost 2 hours trying to figure out why my software wasn't working for screen capture. Now, my laptop did update last night, and I swear, I dread updates. I shouldn't have done it. What was I thinking? I don't have enough mushrooms, so I'm gonna wait until I make my ninja salad, but it was just so annoying. It wasn't connecting at all, so I had to find a workaround, and I found a workaround. But the thing is, now with this workaround, there's no way for me to capture audio. There's gonna be no gameplay audio, which isn't a bad, it's like not the end of the world, but I do like the ambient sounds, and you know, like now this sounds quiet. But I got a bonus biscuit. During the weekend, I got 2 helper whistles. Yeah, that was exciting. And then like the leaf blower going outside, it was just a lot. Okay, I was feeling very, very stressed, very overstimulated. I felt like I was going to give up, okay? I felt so in the mood to just give up. But you know what? I did not give up. I kept going. And I found a way. It's not the best way, but it was a way. So during the weekend, you guys might remember from the previous video, there was like insane shiny luck going on in the Discord right now. Like the shiny channel has been popping off and your guys' luck rubbed off on me. So this is your sign to join the Discord. But I found a shiny Togekiss during the weekend or like end of week before the weekend, but shiny Togekiss. So cute. I have a shiny Togepi, so almost have like all the evolutions for this. But yeah, no one really uses metronome. These are the skills, and that's what it's looking like. So I was very happy. I mean, finding a shiny is really fun, and it's been a while since I found a shiny. And then we have this Larvitar. I was like, ooh, double beans, pretty neat, because right now I'm using a golem, and that golem as well, I don't think has any ingredient finding up anything. So I was like, this seems pretty neat. Okay, let's look down. Energy recovery bonus, nice. Skill trigger S, okay, it's gonna sustain itself. And then we got helping speed S, helping speed M, looking good, looking good. And this is what it looks like. You know what, I don't mind the speed of help down, as I mentioned before with the buff that it did for the nature. Do I wish there was ingredient finding on this? Yes. But I will still star it because you never know. Now the thing with Tyranitar is it takes a lot of candies. I only still have a Pupitar. I haven't raised one up to a Larvitar yet because I was trying to raise 2 at the same time. One for ginger and then one for beans. That was before I got a dedicated ginger farmer and a more reliable bean farmer. But early game, that was all I had, so that was what I was using. So now with this in the mix, it's like competing with more candy, okay? So yeah, sometimes that just happens. Another thing you want to notice is that, well, it doesn't show here, but Pupitar to Larvitar, it changes typing. So Tyranitar is actually a dark type Pokemon, which is why for an ingredient finder, some people like to get berry finding S on it because it kind of works well as a dual specialist where it's farming ingredients and berries. So yeah, if you guys are ever wondering like why are people hyping up berry finding Tyranitar or would want it on that, that's pretty much the reason. And then I caught this little cutie, Gifloon. It is monocorn. I mentioned before, usually with berry and skill specialist, I'm not gonna not invest in it if it's not a mono ingredient, if it means that the sub skills in nature are like A+, because it's a luck of the draw, okay? Do I wanna really prolong my progress just to find like the perfect one? But let's say if sub skills and natures are the same, and I have a choice between mixed list or mono list, I'd probably go for the mono list. But what I'm saying is don't not use it just because it's not a perfect ingredient list, especially if the nature and sub skills are good. So yeah, triple corn, pretty neat to see that. And these are the skills. So skill level up S, I actually really like that because free to play, it's just cheaper for me. Ingredient finding M, skill trigger M, helping speed S, and an inventory up S. And it is a bashful nature. So I did start this as well. And I'm like, damn, because during the boosted mini candy thing, I was raising a Drifblim. Remember you guys? I was raising a Drifblim along with my Mimikyu. So yeah, awkward. This is the other Sprigatito I caught during the week that just passed. Completely mixed, but yeah, these are the stats. I really want a mono potato. And then I caught a Rufflet yesterday. So it's corn and sausages. And these are the stats. So Rufflet is a skill specialist. And this has helping speed, skill trigger S, helping speed M, inventory up L, and ingredient finder S. So honestly, pretty usable. If I really wanted to, I could sub-skill see this, but I mean, I only have one. I say that as if I'm ever going to use it. Ideally, I'm not going to use it. But if I ever need to use this Pokemon or find a need to like have a Rufflet for the skill, I think I found my Rufflet. So that's another win of the week. Oh, kind of spoiled you guys. Look at this Houndour I caught. It's a berry specialist, dark type as well, giving me a good foot up in the game for when we go to Snowdrop Tundra. But if we scroll down, we've got inventory up M, skill trigger M, berry finding S, helping bonus. Berry finding is a little late, but I got quite a bit of candy and I think I could get it to level 50. Skill trigger S at the very bottom, and then it is a docile nature. I don't mind. I would invest in this. So we did star it, and I think we will use it. The thing is, I caught it yesterday, so I've already used my candy boost, so I wasn't able to use the mini candy boost on this little puppy, but very glad I found it. And then the Sprigatito from today, and that was pretty much my catches. Actually, I missed one, the Slackoth. Let's see what this is. So it's a berry finding, mono, or not mono, the end is apple, it kind of blended in, but it's a berries Pokemon, and these are the stats. So we got inventory up S, ingredient finder S, skill trigger S, helping speed S, inventory up S, and it's a speed up nature with main skill chance down. I have a shiny Slackoth. I don't really use Slackoths, but I know that Persimberry is a favorite berry typing in the tundra, so who knows? Maybe we will use this. This is a collection of dark type Pokemon I've got. This is a Houndour I've previously caught, and I was like, ooh, maybe I'll use this, but as you guys saw, we have a berry finding one, so we will use that. This is my Orion, my Umbreon, who has berry finding and helping bonus. And there's no skill triggers on this Pokemon, but it is trigger happy. It loves popping its skill. And I raised this because I wanted to raise an Umbreon and an Espeon, and I wanted it to both have berry finding. You might be wondering why some people like to have berry finding on their Umbreon or Espeons, or especially Umbreon, because Umbreon, sadly, is not that usable. It's such a great evolution, and you would have thought with the mirror skills of like Flareon and Glaceon, where they both share pot expansion, you would think that Umbreon would get the same treatment as Espeon and have skill trigger M. I still don't know why till this day they decided not to do that, but as you guys see, it is a charge strength S. Then later on it got an update to its skill, so now it's called Moonlight, and it has like a pretty animation. And I remember when that happened, I was like, ooh, is there gonna be like a buff? Can we finally use Orion? But no, we can't. So usually what people like to do is, because it's a slow Pokemon and because its main skill isn't that usable, having a berry finding on it is helpful because it will produce more berries, therefore give more strength to Snorlax, and that's like a way to make it less sucky and have it on your team during the tundra. But yeah, that's kind of the rationale behind getting a berry finding. So if you're ever like, is this good enough to make an Umbreon? If it were me, I would go for something that has berry finding and helping bonus on an Umbreon. You probably can get away with not having berry finding on an Espeon, but my Espeon has berry finding because I wanted it to be extra helpful. So on top of having charge strength M, and I maxed out the main skill, it is also producing me berries, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm hoping that Orion gets some love during this week, hopefully. I don't know if I like put it on my overnight team to sneaky snack. We will see how that goes. I will report back. Absol is not really worth looking at, neither is Meowkiss, but let me show you guys my ice type, because my ice type, it is a very teeny tiny collection of ice type Pokemon. We got our beautiful Vulpix here, and it is, yes, a berry finding. We got 3 times the berries there, which means that we have berry finding S at the level 10 slot. It's double corn, and inventory up S, dream shard bonus, skill trigger M, and inventory up M at the very end. So there's no speed of help, okay? Actually, it's speed of help down, and it's EXP up. But a part of me is like, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna use it, or I'm just gonna hold off until the new event comes out, and we'll see between now and then whether or not I found a better Vulpix. I hope I do, but I wouldn't mind settling for this. I would consider. And then I have this feel. Alright, it has berry finding at level 50. These are their stats. It's speed of help up, and I was like, okay, I could probably use this. But the other part of me is like, I have a shiny. This is so girly pop. I love it. But there is no berry finding, and the nature helping speed S&M is nice to have. It's just very late. I got Dream Shard bonus and Research EXP, so it's great for overnight on those days or events where I need the extra boost. But I would have really wanted berry finding on this. But to be honest, it's not the end of the world. I have to confess something to you guys. I like to think of myself as pretty relaxed, pretty casual, but I found myself during the 2 weeks of the Cresselia vs Darkrai event to really min-max and be super critical of the Pokemon I catch and whether or not I want to use it or not. And Although I don't think that's a bad thing, I do think it becomes a bad thing when it prevents you from enjoying the game and you start like obsessing over it too much. And I took some time to think about it and I was like, I'm kind of doing that. You know, I'm kind of doing that and I need to chill. So I'm thinking maybe for the funsies, I would just invest in this because it's cute, it's pink, it brings me joy. And sometimes you can afford to just like let your hair down and relax a little bit. So I think I might just do it. But I still like to min-max, but you just gotta have moments when you chill. And I think that moment for me right now is this moment. And I find myself having waves of that where I get so min-maxy that I take a step back and I'm like, whoa, girl, you gotta stop. And that has happened several times last year. So yeah, this is just like another moment for me. But this is Edgar, so cute. It is egg. And these are the stats. But I think I could find another Edgar, especially since we're going to be camping in the tundra for a while. But that's the state of what my Pokemon looks like right now. I'm not going to commit on anything in terms of spending candies. I'm just going to take it slow and just see what we're able to catch this week. But yeah, those are the objectives. And let's move on to the news because there is something exciting. There is an event notice for a new moon day. So the new moon is happening. And if you guys aren't familiar with the lore of Cresselia and Darkrai, they live in mirror worlds of each other. So Cresselia lives in Full Moon Island and Darkrai lives in New Moon Island. And they're literally mirror reflections of each other. So that's why they're dual Pokemon. And you usually see them together in events like this. And in New Moon Island, you are only able to find Darkrai, in the games at least. But without further ado, let's go straight into the news. So thank you for playing Pokemon Sleep. The darkness of a new moon lets new encounters shine. Beginning around the end of May 2025, we will hold an event themed around the new moon, New Moon Day. During this event, Pokemon won't get full easily during snack time. And you may even meet the mythical Pokemon Darkrai. So we know that when we look at the befriending page, it kind of implies you aren't able to catch multiple, but it also makes sense just given the fact that like if you look at the stat page and everything, it kind of doesn't make sense for us to be able to catch another one. So I'm wondering how this will play out for players who've already encountered Darkrai. But this is super exciting for those who maybe joined after the event and you're feeling a little FOMO because you missed out on the Darkrai event. Darkrai is the first mythical Pokemon to the game. So this is your other chance at catching it, especially if you were playing during Cresselia versus Darkrai but you just didn't get to event rank 13. So this is pretty exciting. And this is pretty much all the news we have for it. There's nothing else that was given, but it's nice to see that there is new news. And if you look over there, that is a Murkrow. Murkrow? Yeah, Murkrow. They evolve into a Honchkrow. I think I'm pronouncing that right because it's like crow, you know? But this pretty much indicates that these are new dark type Pokemon that are coming to the game. And I like it. And I'm pretty excited. I hope that's not the only one. I hope this is like just a little sneak peek flavoring because I would love for a Miss Magius to come to the game or Mischievous. In the mainline games when they do releases, there's like 2 different version copies. And depending on the version you get, the Pokemon that you encounter are different. So for example, one version would have Murkrow and the other version would have Mischievous, and that would encourage players to trade with each other. Trade all over the world, trade with your friends, and that's how you complete your Pokedex. So we see Murkrow here. I'm really hoping that they announce Mischievous as well because that would be so fun. Mischievous is such an elegant, girly pop Pokemon, but who knows. I am happy with the Murkrow though. I really like the witchy design of it. But let's go into the sleep research. Here's our drink. I had to drink some because I had a stressful morning. So cheers. You know what, you guys? I'm gonna be so for real with you. My patience was like really tested and I felt so short and so annoyed, and there was just so much going on outside, and you know, I felt like I was so close to being a bitch. But I tried to hold it in. Also, addressing the elephant in the room, yes, I did cut my hair, okay? And I decided to go short because I was like, it is damn hot here in Singapore. And it's been 2 years since I've had long hair because 2 years ago, I was like, let's see how long I could grow my hair. I wanted to grow it out so that all the bleach and coloring is gone. So this is like just virgin hair now. So after that, I was like, okay, now that I'm here and it's really hot and I need to get a haircut, let's go short again. Because I was looking through like old photos and I was like, you know what? She looks pretty cute with short hair. And now that I cut it short, I'm like, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I'm just not used to it. I mean, that's probably the case. I'm just not used to it. But I was like going back and forth with myself yesterday, being like, oh my god, it's so cute, haha. And then I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad. Let's just chop it off even more, go full manic. And yeah, now that I rested, now that I took a little sleepy sleep, I feel less stressed about the whole ordeal. And you know what? I think it also puts a lot into perspective, because I was like, thank God that I don't have anything so problematic in my life in terms of like drama and stuff like that, where the only thing that is really bringing me stress right now is the length of my hair. Okay, so I have that to thank. But at the same time, I don't know about guys, but for me as a girl, hair is such a huge part of your identity, because it's kind of like what you accessorize your look with also. And long hair for me has brought a lot of comfort. I felt so pretty with long hair. So yeah, I decided to cut it short because I was just looking through past photos and I was like, wow, I looked so cute with short hair. Maybe that's like a change I need, like just a little refresher while I'm here in Singapore. And then I got it done. And I'm like, I really don't know how I feel. Like, this is how short it is. I kind of wish she did it a bit more blunt on the ends, but yeah, now I'm like, damn, should I cut it shorter? That's like the dangers of having short hair. And had you asked me last night, do you want to cut it shorter? I would have said yes. Let's just go full bob, blunt cut bob above the collarbone. But now that I've rested and I've let my emotions run course, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that to myself. I'm gonna leave it at the length it is now, and I'm just gonna start growing it again. So yeah, that was like a whole ordeal, you guys. If you've ever had like a very stressful or bad haircut, and to be honest, it's not even a bad haircut, it's just I thought I wanted it, but I didn't. And the great thing about hair is it's gonna grow back. I'm gonna get used to this new normal, seeing myself with short hair. But for the time being, I don't know. It's just like, I look at myself and it's kind of like body dysmorphia, but not really with the body. I don't know how you call it, if it's the hair, but I just don't feel like myself. So yeah, that's what happened during my weekend. Pretty uneventful other than that. But I did start this new game. It's called Animal Restaurant and I've been hooked. It's on the phone. It's so cute. And if any of you guys are playing, please let me know, because I want to add some friends, because I need some friends to help work out in my buffet. So you get extra dishes, I get extra dishes, we all win. So if anyone's playing Animal Restaurant, please let me know. And if you aren't but you're curious, please look it up. It's so cute. It's cats and they run a restaurant and there's other animals that come to the restaurant, and you unlock new animals, you unlock new facilities, you upgrade the decor, and it's just so much fun. And that was pretty much my weekend. Super chill, played a lot of Animal Restaurant, and then I got a haircut. And I hate to be dramatic, I hate to be that person, but I'm just so stressed. Like, if I could be so honest with you guys, and I don't say this because I'm trying to fish for compliments, okay? I just want to say what's in my heart. I feel so goddamn ugly. My self-esteem plummeted. My humor is still there. Oh my gosh, Colin, congrats on the shiny Banette. I hope it's usable for you. It would be such a good Pokemon to add on your dark type team. Actually, I don't know if people use Banette, but I mean, a shiny is a shiny, right? But yeah, you guys, I struggle internally back and forth. One moment I'm like, girl, you're rocking that short hair. You play Le Seraphim Hot and Fun, 1-800 Hot and Fun. And then the other moment I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? So I'm like this short to having a mentee bee. And I think the thing that bothers me the most is that this is my second time going to this particular hairdresser, and she does a phenomenal job, okay? When she did my hair last time, really great. But I make it pretty clear that I like blunt cuts and I don't like any layering of any sort other than my front facing, okay? When she told me she was gonna thin out my ends a little bit, I thought like just thinning. I didn't think she was gonna add layers on the top of my head, because tell me why the shortest layer in the back is like up here, okay? So when I face the side, I could like see the flyaways go like that, and it's giving recovering wolf cut, and that's just not what I'm going for. I had a similar haircut when I was like young in high school, like a wolf cut back then, but at this phase in my life, that is not what I'm going for. I want to go for simple, easy, because with layers, sometimes you really need to style it, otherwise it's gonna look a little crazy, which is why I usually don't go for layers. My ankle cracked, but yeah, I'm just a mess, you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed my manic rambles. I'm just exaggerating, but yeah, I mean, that's what I'm dealing with. And you know what? To some of you guys, this may be over-exaggerative, but to me, with everything unproblematic going on in my life, this is the most problematic thing I've been dealing with. This freaking hair, I gotta let it go. You know what? I think it doesn't help that at the end of the haircut, she was like, and now half your hair is gone. And I'm like, girl, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because like the way you said it has me second guessing now. As a chronic overthinker, I was overthinking what she said for the rest of the day. I thought that maybe low-key she was trying to tell me, girl, you look better with long hair. So yeah, if you guys have like any bad haircut stories, maybe share them with me so I could feel a little better. But that was pretty much my weekend. And my morning, oh my god, my morning. I just know the rest of the day is gonna be pretty rough for me. But this too shall pass. I'm gonna forget about it. I'm gonna figure out how to get my recording thing to work out the way it was before, hopefully. I mean, I've figured it out every time before, so I know I can figure it out now. I just need a little time. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty silent video. I'm probably going to add some background music so it's not too quiet. And I just hope you guys had a better weekend. And let me know where you guys are headed this week. What is your objective? As I mentioned, my objective is to raise the area bonus, and I'm hoping to catch more dark type Pokemon and ice type Pokemon. And then we will see my collection at the end, which one we will use. Very excited for the new Moon Day event coming up. And yeah, that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 2K. So a girl would really appreciate it. But until next time, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.